Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Techno, your coach of the Carolina Pantherians, and today we are back with our CPC Finals game versus A12 QSD, coach of the Arkham City Delibirds. It's been a rough ride to get to the finals for both of us because we both went 7-5. Made, I believe, the last seed, and then now we're here in the finals, which is absolutely incredible because A12 is a humongous. He's a very good friend of mine, and a very good opponent, super good at Pokemon. We've had a lot of matches. I've won quite a few. He's won quite a few. But here we are in the final Grudge match of the season. So we didn't play in the regular season, which was a bummer. But here we are in a much more hyped up match, I'd say. So the team that he has is pretty good versus mine, but the team I have is also pretty good versus his. I'll get into that in a sec, but he has Tapu Koko, Diggersby, Mega Sharpedo, which by the way can't protect, and then Mega, Alomomola, Mandibuzz, Hippowdon and Blissey, Druddigon, Porygon Z, Archeops with a Z Crystal. Now, he did get his Weezing nullified, which was pretty fortunate for me because that means a lot of Mons have a lot of really good openings on my team. Um, but he does have a lot of really big offensive threats to my team. I feel like his defense is not going to be too threatening to my team because I have Tapu Koko. Well, he has Tapu Koko. I have stuff like Tapu Bulu and Conk to kind of deal with it really well. But stuff like Tapu Koko, Diggersby, Sharpedo, and then Porygon Z, they all have one wall on my team, which is really annoying because that means I'm really pressured versus those Mons. But we'll see how we can handle it this matchup. So let's just get right into the team that I brought. The first Mon that we brought is going to be our Tapu Bulu with Sub, SD, Hornleech, and Stone Edge. I have 88 HP, 252 attack, adamant, and then 168 speed. Now the reason I brought this speed is because I expected him to speed creep, I believe, my no speed glitch score with something, and then I'm going to run 1 point faster than that, so that's the idea of that on this team. With Sub SD, I basically just nuke everything, because half his team just dies to Hornleech, and the only Mons that don't, they basically die to a Stone Edge, or a Rocky MZ Stone Edge, with Mandibuzz and Druddigon. Druddigon I might need more damage off on, but Mandibuzz should go down to Rocky MZ Stone Edge if I get a little bit of, Stealth Rock damage on it or something. But yeah, Tapu Bulu is a monster this matchup. It's also really good versus stuff like, Diggersby if it's Scarf or anything. If he doesn't run Poison Jab on the Sharpedo, it's great versus that, even though I'm sure he will. And it's just really nice, this matchup. A lot of great utility. It can come in on the Hippowdon very well, sub up. It can come in on the Tapu Koko if it goes into an electric move. So that's always good. But yeah, it's just a really great Mon, this matchup, and I am excited to see how it does. So, the next Pokemon we have is going to be our Gregulator, coming for the first time in playoffs. Yeah. So we have Flame Orb, Guts with Ice Punch, Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Mach Punch with 88 HP, 252 max attack, in attack obviously, 4 defense, and then 164 speed. I'm forgetting what the speed is for. I built the team a while ago, but basically the point of Conk on this team is because he doesn't really have great Mach Punch resists, and the only things that want to take a Mach Punch are going to lose to a Bulk Up Gregulator. Which is absolutely phenomenal for me, because that just means that, if I can, bulk up on a Fat Mon, then even my Mach Punches are going to do more to his, more offensive Pokemon, so that's really great. I basically just kind of needed this thing to help me check certain Mons, like Diggersby and Porygon Z, Sharpedo, and it also just breaks through his team very well based on the Mons that he does have. So yeah, it's a great Pokemon this match. I brought Ice Punch too, in case he wants to get cheeky and go hard into defensive Mandibuzz. Ice Punch will do a shit ton to that. But yeah, that's the point of Conk on the team. Really good this matchup. So the next Pokemon we have is going to be our wall for everything, which really bothers me because I kind of need other walls, and I can't really bring my Vaporeon this matchup because it does lose to a lot of his team. But we have our Eviolite for Pharaoh Seed, which has Stealth Rock, Spikes, Gyro Ball, and Seed Bomb. 248 HP, 204 defense with Relaxed Nature, and then 56 special defense. Now the reason I have that is because that means that Tapu Koko cannot 3 KO me with a Thunderbolt, which is always great. and then I can do a lot of damage back with a Gyro Ball if I need to, putting in range of Mach Punch or anything. I even get up a Spike, and that's why I have Spikes and Stealth Rocks, because I need to kind of wear down the Tapu Koko if I want my Gregulator to possibly like win. Um, and then we have Gyro Ball and C-Bomb, which are also just very good moves versus him. I need C-Bomb so that I don't lose to like Sharpedo or the Diggersby. Alomomola won't take anything from Seed Bomb, so that's redundant. I'd probably just Spike Stack on it. I would never like try to keep it in on the thing, because then I don't want to risk a Scald Burn and then not be able to check too much too. And then it's just really good versus the rest of his team. Really cool Pokemon in this matchup, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it does. So the next Pokemon we have is going to be our big like Diggersby response. Now 812 is very well known for using Diggersby very well. And the main reason for that is because Diggersby really does not have switch-ins. I don't have any great switch-ins in Diggersby. So I have to bring like Yachi. Well, okay, the way this is a Diggersby response is a little bit different than what would be expected. Basically, my attack investment that I have here, 104 admin attack, means I guaranteed 2 KO, a no HP Diggersby. I'm not too threatened by like a like, I don't know, I am threatened by like a non-speedy Diggersby, but I have my Bulu for that, so that's fine. And then 104 attack means that I am, yeah, able to 2 KO it. Then I obviously always outspeed it, and then I put the rest in defense. Taunt and Toxic help me deal with stuff like Alomomola, Mandibuzz, Hippowdon, even Blissey to an extent, Druddigon to an extent, and then Roost and Earthquake are just really good versus him. Yachiberry I have because he might want to like have a cheeky like Specs Tapu Koko, which will get lured and then bopped by an Earthquake if he does go for the HP Ice if I'm at a high enough range. But yeah, that's Gliscor on the team. Really cool Pokemon in this matchup. So the next thing we have is going to be our Scarf Heatran with Flash Cannon, Toxic Cannon, Power Grass, and Fire Blast. I have enough speed so that I outspeed a max speed Tapu Koko if he does randomly decide to bring that. And then 252 special attack and then 56 HP. So this Pokemon is really solid versus him as well. Because I do have enough like wall breakers on my team, like the Conkeldurr and the Tapu Bulu, to the point where Scarf Heatran can possibly just clean up this game, depending on what is scarfed or not, and we'll get into that later. Yeah, he doesn't really have great resists for Fire Blast and Flash Cannon. His only really resist would be the Sharpedo and the like Alomomola, which means that I still will be able to beat that pretty well. Flash Cannon, Fire Blast gonna be the main moves I go for, and then Toxic in case it goes into a Alomomola. Hidden Power Grass can also do a big chunk to Mega Sharpedo. It won't kill it obviously, but if it's at low enough range, I will just go for that on it. So the next Pokemon that we do have is going to be our Spiritomb, and the reason I brought this is because I don't really need anything else. I can't bring Vaporeon because it's like sub fodder for a couple of things, because I'd want to keep it around, then it can sub or whatever. And then I kind of wanted Spiritomb to help me deal with the Porygon Z, because I am deathly afraid of Porygon Z. If he's like Nasty Plot, Agility, Tri-Attack, and a Power Ground, he'd do a lot to my team if I didn't have like the Spiritomb. Even like Nasty Plot and like, maybe not Agility, but he'd have enough coverage for my team, and then I just wanted a response to it. So the special defense and the HP means I don't get 2 killed by a Specs Ice Beam, which is always great. So that also means that a Nasty Plot boosted Ice Beam will not kill me either. So that's great. And Foul Play, Sucker Punch are good attacks versus his team. Toxic, and then Pain Split, so that I don't just like get stalled out by a lot of things. But yeah, we're just gonna get right into the battle. So you guys can see, there were a lot of people who joined this battle, so the pressure was definitely on. The team he brought is going to be Diggersby, Mega Sharpedo, Druddigon, Archeops, uh, Tapu Koko, and Mandibuzz. Now I go into this like mindset that he has one Scarfer on his team, because if he doesn't, the only way he's going to be able to beat my Alakazam, if I did decide to bring it, is going to be with like attempting to Volt Switch out, and then if he gets his Koko lured or anything, that would be a problem. So I'm expecting like a Scarf Archeops or something along those lines if he does decide to bring something like that. And if he did, it would probably have like Stone Edge, Earthquake, maybe like Heat Wave for my Ferroseed, and then U-turn. that's like a set that I would expect him to run. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the battle. So I am like my lead that I decided to bring is going to be Heatran because it matches up versus the Archeops and the Coco very well. Um, and I feel like either of those leads would happen here. So yeah, I'm just going to lead off with my Heatran. Sharpedo is going to be the lead, which is obviously unfortunate for me because now I just automatically have to go right into my Ferris Seed, or he'll do big damage to me. So he does, fortunately though, go for sub here, which means that I can like get a Seed Bomb off. He has a little bit of damage taken off on him, and now I can also just get up my rocks here. If you went for Crunch there, I'd be able to do one of the two. Um, so it's great that it did turn out this way. So I get up my rocks here. I feel like rocks are important because it wears down the Mandibuzz. And then that means something else can kind of do damage to it. Even if it does have Defog, I'm not too afraid of that. So Psychic Fangs does come out here, and I am going to lose my Pharisee, which is unfortunate, but that means that I have to play this game more offensively. So I bring in my Conkeldurr because I need to get my Flame Orb up, and Mach Punch is going to do a lot to something, except for Mandibuzz, or so I thought, because that does 23%, and I'm not even Flame Orb boosted. And this is a Mandibuzz. That leads me to believe that he's a much more offensive set and not defensive. So I go right into my Heatran, and Brave Bird's going to come out here. And here, I'm expecting him to be like, I don't even know what type of set he'd be. Like I said, I expect a Scarfer on this team. And I feel like he'd obviously be Scarfed into Brave Bird, and then he doesn't have a switch into Fire Blast really, except for the Druddigon. So I go for the Fire Blast here, and it turns out to be Assault Vest Mandibuzz. He brings such crazy sets, and he goes for Bone Rush, which he actually brought in the first week, or the first playoff week too. Versus Abe to help deal with Nihilego with the Scarf set, and then that's absolutely crazy to see on his team. He brought it for the Heatran, and he gets 3 hits fortunately, which isn't hacks, or it's not like lucky or unlucky. He'd obviously want like 4, but it's a good thing that we didn't get that. So the next thing he goes into is the Druddigon, and then that means that I can just go right into my Spiritomb because I don't want to take any more damage on my Heatran, and my Fire Blast is obviously not going to do a lot to Druddigon anyways. So Spiritomb's going to come out here. He goes for Aqua Tail, gets a crit in his Life Orb. So I'm thinking that he's Sheer Force, and I ran a Calc, and he's not going to be able to kill me with much, except for Outrage. And if he goes for Outrage, I'm going to my Bulu and I'm subbing. There's no like other play really. So I go for Sucker Punch here, and then he just drops. So I did outplay that. He goes for Thunder Punch, obviously, and then the Foul Play brought it down really low. Sucker Punch did kill it. So yeah, there's that. So now he goes into the Sharpedo. He does have enough HP to make another sub, so I just go right for the Foul Play. I don't want to risk that, and yeah, he does kill me, but it's fine. Because I can just go right back into my Conkeldurr and go for the Mach Punch. I probably should have Ice Punched here, but actually, no, it wasn't a misplay. I really would have thought he'd just sack his Sharpedo there. But it does have a little bit of utility in this matchup still. So now I basically have to pick a sack. Because like a Dazzling Gleam will do a lot to me. And I'm looking at the rest of this team, and Bulu is not going to be doing too much. So yeah, there's going to be a sack of the Bulu. He gets a crit, which does a lot, but it does tell me that he is indeed Specs Coco. So that's something I'm not too like. That's something that's really good to know because I believe my Heatran will be able to take a hit anyways, and he's not going to be Scarf Coco. So that's always good. So I go for the Flash Cannon here. I believe no, I go for Fire Blast. I kind of had to because it would take out the Coco from that range. And yeah, there's that. So I get a little bit of HP back, and now he goes into Diggersby, and this is where the battle starts to get interesting. So I go into my Gliscor, and he does go right for the return, which was a good play because it would obviously have killed anything. But yeah, now he's getting Grassy Terrain Recovery and taking Life Orb, so it's kind of counteracting each other. I go for Earthquake to get a little bit of damage off because if I roosted, I would have been in quick attack range and then just not gotten enough damage off anyways. So here, that's why, that is why he is going to, he's not going to take a lot of damage from the Gliscor is what I'm trying to say, because he does have the Grassy Terrain up and he does kill my Gliscor, so he does take a little bit of damage. And here, I could have gone into my Heatran. The calc told me that I could live a quick attack, if he was even like Adamant Life Orb. However, I don't want to like put him in a position where he can really like lock himself into a move and win the game. So you guys are gonna see I go into my Conkeldurr and then I go for the double into my Heatran. The reason I go for the double into the Heatran is because I want to catch the Archeops and force him into, if he's Scarfed, I want to force him into a move that would take out my Heatran because I don't think he'll have Aerial Ace, and he can't U-turn on me and then like he can't like U-turn on me and then bring him the Coco because I don't want him to like it's hard to explain. He'd only have a flying move really if he was a Z move, and if he's Scarfed and he goes into, if he goes for like a if he goes for like an Earthquake or a Stone Edge or something, I'm gonna go into my Conkeldurr and he's probably just gonna sack the Archeops. I'm just gonna bulk up and then win the game from there, because he can't sack his Coco, and then that means that 2 bulk ups I will be able to kill the Coco with a Mach Punch, I believe, if my calc did not lie to me. So here we go. So I go into the Heatran on the double and I Flash Cannon, and he's actually not Scarfed on the Archeops. So yeah, there we go with that. So I had this hunch this whole battle that it'd be like a max attack and then a little bit of speed for the creep of the Mandibuzz on my Bulu, and then max and then a lot of Spadef, because that's like a set that he seems to be running a lot attack and then a lot of Spadef. Luckily though, I'm not going to be able to die from this thing, so people think that going right into the Heatran on the Archeops was like a choke play, because I risked my win con, but it wasn't really, because depending on what set he was, it didn't really matter. And I wanted to just condition him for that type of scenario so that I didn't just lose to Coco anyways. So Flash Cannon is going to come out here, and it's actually going to kill the Diggersby, which is really nice. Quick Attack would not have killed me from there. And Flash Cannon is going to come out here, and we are going to be the CPC Finals winners. And it feels so good, man. Great game to A12. Super huge congrats for having such a great comeback after both of our like lackluster seasons. And when I won, I was so excited. I feel like people probably thought I misplayed this game. It was like towards the end. I understand that. However, I didn't want to risk like any crits or anything, and it also like the play I made also kind of like meant that I wouldn't just lose to him like spamming, like if he was like Scarf Acrobatics, I don't think that would have killed my Heatran. And even still, I wanted to like condition him to a point where like, because I didn't think he'd have a flying move. I believe Archeops gets Poison Jab. I'm not sure. He might have had a flying move. I don't know. But I don't think he could have locked himself into it there. Because it could have been like a more HP invested Heatran. But yeah, that's going to be the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to make a CPC recap video soon, so keep your eyes open for that. Without any further ado, this has been Techno. I will see you guys later. Peace.